but Matthew 17:20. And so it says, Jesus said to them, because of your unbelief. I'm going to change that word from unbelief to the word no. All right. So because of your no, because you say no. Now, this is important. Because of your no, for surely I say to you, if you have faith, I'm going to change that word to a yes. If you have a yes as a mustard seed, you will say to the mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be a no to you. Nothing will be impossible to you. So what I did is I gave you an understanding that these are very simple words, but we make these words more complicated. A word unbelief. Well, the word unbelief. Well, the word unbelief is hard to describe because people don't know. It just means that I'm saying no all the time. I'm saying no, I don't believe it. I don't believe that will work for me. I don't know if it will work. I don't believe it will. It may work for someone else, but so we want to get them past their no. That no is really that they can't do it. That no is really about them personally. They then go to this other aspect where they start to say, well, other people could do it. Maybe someone else could do it. That's now a second aspect. The third aspect is, I don't think that it's something for me. Now they're talking about the whole productivity of it. They're talking about all of this. So when you can get a person to say yes personally, say yes socially, the world around them, and say yes systematically, I see how we can do that, then you're going to actually change the world. Now that's 3 categories where we need them to say yes, but there's 6 yeses we're going for. We're going back to this idea what Jesus is saying. So he says, because of your no, because of your unbelief, for surely I say to you, if you have a yes, if you have faith, which is a yes, like a mustard seed. Now, one of the things we've done is we've taken this like a mustard seed and we've made it about the size of a mustard seed. But if you see the scripture doesn't say it doesn't say it's the size of a mustard seed. It actually says it's as a mustard seed, or like some translations say like a mustard seed. Well, it's not talking about here the size. It's talking about the way mustard seeds work. It starts off at one point size-wise, but it grows into the largest tree. So when we really are looking at a mustard seed, we're not looking at the seed itself, but we're looking what it's like. What is it like? You plant a mustard seed and it grows from this size to another size to another size to another size. Mustard seeds are increasing. Mustard seeds are growing. Mustard seeds can grow bigger than you ever thought. And so he's saying inside of you, this little yes can grow into a bigger yes. It has to keep growing. The first yes has to have a second yes and a third yes and a fourth yes and a fifth yes and a sixth yes. These yeses have to grow so that you can become bigger and actually manifest the full potential of who you are. Your potential is not to be isolated to what you are today, but to know what you are to grow into the next day and the next day. How many of you will say yes to that? Because I want you to understand that we need your yes for you to grow. You need to keep on growing. So you may start off at one thing, but don't despise where you start. Now, small beginnings is important to have because everyone starts off the same. Everyone starts off small and grows to their full potential. So Jesus is saying, if you have a yes, your yes will grow into something else, a bigger yes. And if you have another yes, your yes will grow into something bigger and unto bigger and unto bigger and unto bigger. It's just about turning this yes, this no into a yes by acknowledging strength or not having strength. And strength is something you can develop. That's the mustard seed. The mustard seed starts off small, but develops the strength to overtake the ground and overtake the air till it becomes one of the largest trees, a mulberry tree that fills up the air and fills up the ground. Jesus is saying that you can have enough strength added to you that you can grow and grow and grow and become super powerful and dominant in every single way. And you're dealing with something personally. There's two yeses that you have to have. First of all, the first one is personal motivation. They have to be motivated for it. Is it within themselves to do something about what their problem is? Do they already have the yes in them? Are they saying yes motivationally? Yes, I want to change this in my life. Yes, I want to get this done in my life. Do you have to convince them, or are they already in that yes stage? Second yes has to be for them, their personal ability. Can they do it? So they have to say, yes, I can do it. If they say, yes, I'm motivated, but then they say, no, I can't do it, that person will not continue to say yes to you or anything else you offer, because they have to think, yes, I'm motivated to do it. Second of all, yes, I have the ability to do it. I can do this. I can do it. They may not know what to do. They may not know how to do it yet, but they have to think, and with enough efficacy that they think I can get the power, or I can grow into the power, or I can grow into the kind of person that does this, right? What are we doing? We're helping them with their personal ability. That's the second yes. If that person has a second yes, that personal ability, then we bring them into the practice of it, which is the social aspect of it. When a person is now able to practice it in front of people, when you practice in front of people, you bring it into the social place. That's now a new thing. When we are building a business, we're building a business that's first personal, then it's what I do. Now, third yes is going to be in this place where I'm socially motivated. Do I feel like if I'm standing in a group of people that do I feel like an oddball? Do I feel like I'm odd? Do I feel like this crowd makes me feel uncomfortable with what I've said yes to? Or does this crowd make me feel comfortable? They will use at this point rationalizations. Rationalizations is a collection of people, places, and things. That person has it, that person doesn't have it, right? That's the rationalization. All rationalization is people, it's all external. Rationalization is usually never internal. So it's people, places, and things. Well, this person doesn't have that, or this person has it. So if I'm now talking myself out of something, I'm telling myself based upon people, places, and things why I can't do it. Or if I'm telling myself if I'm talking myself into it, I'm telling myself based upon people, places, and things why I should have it. That's the social motivation. That's the social rationalization. A person is always going to make a decision based upon their social motivation. People, places, and things. Who else is doing it? Who else has it? How's this going to help my motivation socially? Well, they're into it. They're into it. That's happening here. That's not happening here. People that look just like me here, right? Right. That's socially. The second aspect of this, which is our fourth yes, is going to also be in the social category, right? That social category, the environment they're around, and it's going to have to be about the second word that we used the first time, which is ability. So what did Jesus say? Your yes is based upon what's impossible, what's not impossible. If they see people around them and their people around them are saying it's impossible, they're going to have to superimpose their yes over and above the no's of other people. Well, because other people will say, well, you can't do that. That's never been done in our family. No one in our family's ever written a book. No one's ever finished college in our family. No one's ever done it. Now, socially, a person thinks, personally, I'm going to go to school. I'm going to actually do this. I'm going to start a business. And then socially, they are motivated because they see other people doing it. They're in the crowd. They go to an event and everybody's socially doing it. And then they get in their world, and their social world is not motivated. And then their social world doesn't give them any ability. So the social world says it's impossible. What does that mean? No one in our family's ever been an entrepreneur. Your Uncle Ed, do you remember Uncle Ed? Uncle Ed, he was trying to sell those childlike things online, and he got busted, and he just busted and disgusted. You saw him down there at the bar. He down there doing the karaoke. And so we need them to say yes. So we need to encourage them. Get around other people. Get around people who are saying yes in this, because most people's social environment doesn't empower them for ability. That's the fourth yes. So the first yes is their yes, that personal yes, your yes, you saying yes. I can be an author, I'm a speaker, coach. Yes. Oh, yes, I'm motivated. Yes, I am. I can do it. I can do it. I don't know how, but I can do it. I'm going to do this. Then the third is that rational space, which is all in their social world. They're going to look around. They're going to go, who else in my family is doing this? Who else in my neighborhood is doing this? Who else in my school is doing this? And they're going to have to be empowered to stay motivated and find the right gathering. We get into that place where other people are doing it. We go, oh, if they can do it, so can I do it. I can do it as well. You understand? Say yes if you understand that aspect. So those are the four yeses. Now, what we do in this stage, because we've been meditating 4 times in yeses, yes, personally, yes, personal motivation, yes, personal ability, yes, social motivation, yes, social ability. We have those yeses, and we feel like we own it now. And then we're like, yes, and then we still have to grow. The number 5 is that they need to have structural motivation, meaning they need to know that systems are important, and they're motivated to keep the system. They're motivated to learn how the system works. They're motivated with the system. They need to have a process. They are motivated and they say yes to the system. They say yes to it. And then they say yes to, I have the ability to do this system. I have the ability to do this. When they say yes to that, then you've mastered all 6 yeses. So what's the first one? The first one is they personally have to say yes to a motivation. I'm motivated. Then they have to say yes, I have ability personally. Then they say, well, socially, my world around me, there's a motivation. I see other people winning. I want to win too. I see they have ability. I believe I have ability too. I am strong enough. I don't call it an impossibility. I call it a possibility. I'm going into this next level. Number 5 is I'm structurally motivated. I see how the system works. I see the people that I see this person, they start a podcast. Their podcast took off and they're successful. What do I need to do? I see that the system can work. I'm motivated by that system. I'm now going to learn that system. I'm going to figure out how do we launch the podcast? How do we launch a YouTube? How do we launch this? How do we write a book? How do we do this speaking thing? The system is there. It's not something random. So you have to help them personally, you have to help them socially, and you have to help them systematically and structurally. They have to have a yes in their motivation, and they have to have a yes in their ability in each one of those categories. That makes up our 6 yeses that need to happen. 6 yeses in 3 categories, and your clients will be happy and they will be successful. And this is about saying yes. The unbelief is a no, impossibility is a no, possibility is a yes. If we just all say yes right now, we're on our way to the next level.